The following sponsors support public television and Hello Paradise.
Grand Residences, a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, with an array of services, amenities, and surprises. Grand Residences in Cancun, Mexico, sponsored in part by Czech Tourism. The heart of Europe, the land of stories. Czech Tourism is a proud sponsor of KVCR.
Los Arboles Hotel, located in the Palm Springs Historic Movie Colony District. Tiled floored rooms, a courtyard pool, jacuzzi, event spaces, and El Mirasol Cocina Mexicana restaurant. LosArbolesHotel.com.
Hi, I'm Joni Ravenna, and we are coming to you this week from Rancho Cucamonga at a place called Taipan Trading. Interesting story here. Opened up during that terrible economic downturn. This place is thriving. We're going to talk to them, find out how they did it. Also on top for this week, check this out. In our Desert Cities report, you'll learn something about our desert I'll bet you didn't know. And then it's time for our featured interview.
And then we'll whet your appetite for something really delicious in our Eat, Drink, and Be Merry segment.
And then in our getaway segment, we're going to go somewhere to get away. So stick around for all that and a whole lot more on this week's Hello Paradise. A lot of people running around here.
Yes, we are having a lot of traffic right now. The holidays will bring them in.
So what is the trick? And when so many businesses are struggling, especially in retail, how is it that you are thriving?
Well, we've had to adjust for the market. We have different parts of the store, $5, $10, and $20 sections, so that you can come in and shop by price points. So that makes it affordable to those who might have a little less discretionary money right now, but can still go home with a great gift or something to accent their home. If you can't buy a new house, you can still make your home feel new and beautiful just by accenting a corner or redoing a room, and so that is going to always bring in the designer in each of us. So
and speaking of designer, is that an important factor? Or did you have special people going out and finding these things?
We do. We have a great designing team, which is our buying team, that have long-term relationships with vendors both overseas and here in the United States, as well as locally. We go to LA and markets around us here in Rancho Cucamonga. So we buy from all over. They have been in the business for 20 years, so they have a great idea of what's new and what's hot
But
today.
this is your first store here in Southern California, right?
Yes, we have four stores, We have a store in Sandy, which was our first store, opened 5 years ago, and Clearfield and Orem is our newest store, as well as St. George.
Those are all Utah.
They are all based in Utah. We were the first one here in California.
Any plans for any more stores to open up in Southern California?
Oh, we definitely hope so. We have a lot of customers that come from Arizona or Las Vegas and the desert cities, as well as the mountain cities, San Diego and Orange County, and they're all requesting, are you going to be closer to us? So there's a lot of requests. Please open nearer to us. So we hope that this will just expand and keep on growing.
That tree's beautiful. How much is that one?
That one's $2,300. So if you'd like, we can just wrap that up for you and you can take it home.
What if how do I keep all the things on it?
We make sure everything is attached well. If it's glass at all, we put bubble wrap around it, make sure it's all nice and safe. Shrink wrap that, you show up with the truck, or we can deliver it if you live locally.
So you saran wrap the whole thing?
We saran wrap the whole, shrink wrap the whole tree, and it's ready to go home. Insta-tree for you.
Wonderful. It's gorgeous. Check this out, our Desert Cities Report. Here we are at the Convention Center for this year's Palm Springs Film Festivals, where all of the hottest celebrities come out from Hollywood to honor each other and some of the best foreign films you'll find.
It's been a great year acting, and a role like Dallas Buyers Club Ron Wood doesn't come along that often, and if it does come along, you can't get the damn thing made.
There's such good work in the film across the board. BJ Novak and Jason Schwartzman were amazing, and obviously Tom and Emma Thompson just extraordinary in the film, and I loved working with John Lee Hancock, so it was a dream job, really.
And I've worked with her in the past, but she made a beeline to Bradley Cooper, and she thought I was interviewing him, and actually we were having a little conversation about our work, but I wasn't interviewing the guy. She just went right to him. It must be that kind of sexy man thing that goes down. Nothing. Very flattering, very flattering. She's one of the greatest actresses of this or any generation, and I love working with her. Look forward to working with her again.
I'm just here to support the man.
Stop it.
We're just here.
Aren't you getting a visionary award?
I had something.
You're getting.
I'm just here to follow in his footsteps.
It's just been so amazing. I wake up every day and I'm like, wow, I'm a golden girl. That's pretty fabulous. And I'm just taking it one day at a time, and really enjoying the moment.
To be able to play a great man, and at this particular time in our world, it feels like such an honor. It feels such an honor to be here to represent Mandela's legacy in the flesh and so on. So it feels very good.
I pulled up and I saw the lights and I saw the people and the flashbulbs, and I just thought, oh my God, this is really huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the 2014 Icon Award to Miss Meryl Streep.
Thank you. Oh my God, sit down, good Lord. But I'm really honored to be here. I feel so lucky to have gotten so many chances over and over and over and over again. I feel like I'm an example now in my dotage of, the fact that you just can't put those old gals out to pasture. We got a lot of stuff still to say. We all count. And for an actor, it's being heard and felt that counts. So thank you, and thank you for getting me the chance to say all that. I love you. Thank you so much.
See what's up on this week's Eat, Drink, and Be Merry.
Hi, I'm Alex Gomez, and we're here in one of our favorite places in downtown Palm Springs, Sammy G's Tuscan Grill, where you get a little bit of that ambience that comes over from Tuscany, and you get great food. We're going to be talking to our chef Sal here today. Sammy G's boasts a wide array of Tuscan dishes as well as other Italian specialties. We're here with Chef Sal Zavala. Tell us, Chef, what are some of the dishes that people come back for more?
Well, one of the #1 dishes the people ask for chopino. Chopino is made with mussels, clams, calamari, shrimp, and it's over pasta. So it's one of the #1 dishes that the customers ask.
Very great. And Tuscan food, and most Italian food as well, has a great blend of herbs and spices and creamy sauces.
Yes, we have another dish we create like a couple years ago. That we call it, actually I call my name, that's chicken salvatore. So it's made with pancetta, that's Italian bacon, touch of cream, touch of brandy, and chicken breast, and topping with artichoke stuff.
Very nice. I did notice that a lot of the foods here also have they have artichoke, they have a lot of chopped olive in it.
Yeah.
What else can people expect when they come here and in terms of the food?
One of the new items in the menu for this season is ahi tuna. It's a nice portion, 8-ounce portion ahi tuna, beautiful ahi tuna, and it's over arugula, and we're topping with a balsamic glaze.
Sounds very delicious. Let's go take a look at some of these dishes.
Sure.
So Sammy G's is a real Southern California find. Tell me, what got you interested in Italian food?
Well, since I came to this country, I work with a lot of Italian people. So I get my Italian food #1. So I cook now for customers.
Great.
And
Very
they
great.
enjoy it.
And tell us, what do we have here?
First of all, we have our famous chupino. So it means mussels, clams, calamari, shrimp over pasta linguine. And then we have our beautiful ahi tuna over wild arugula with the balsamic glaze. And then on this side we have something I invented like couple years ago. We call it chicken salvatore.
And chicken salvatore looks like it has some artichoke in there.
Artichokes, heart, pancetta, garlic, a little touch of cream with a little touch of lemon. So that's what it is, basically.
Very nice. So when you're in the Southern California area and you come to Palm Springs, make sure to look up Sammy G's and enjoy some of this really great food.
Boy, that was a yummy piece. He's definitely one of my favorite chefs out here. Well, here we are back at Taipan Trading in Rancho Cucamonga. Such a great story of success during a difficult time. Our next piece is a Desert Cities Report.
With tennis star Glenn Erickson.
I'm Glenn Erickson. I'm the tennis director here at the Palm Springs Tennis Club, as well as being in charge of all the tennis activities. And we're fortunate to have the girls' Palm Springs High School tennis team playing here with us. I started playing tennis. I grew up in Yucca Valley, and my parents were not tennis players, but there was a tennis court very close to our house. And we had an old racket in the closet, and one day there was a city-sponsored clinic, and I thought I'd go join it, and from then on I fell in love with the game. My parents moved here to Palm Springs so I could play on the Palm Springs High School tennis team.
I first met Glenn at Palm Springs High School, actually. We were both 16. We were high school sweethearts. I started to play tennis when I was young, just, for fun, nothing really serious. I didn't really take an interest in tennis until after Glenn planted that seed.
She's won the club championships here at the tennis club before, and we've played some mixed doubles tournament and we've done quite well together. So we have 4 children, Hannah, Glenn, Everett, and Allegra, and they all are starting to play tennis tournaments now. So our whole family's involved with tennis. Good players.
My experience with watching Hannah play on the Palm Springs High School girls tennis team has really been just amazing to me. The Desert Sun did a little piece on her, when she first started out, and called it like father, like daughter, because she really wanted to follow in her dad's footsteps. So to see her out here, I'm really proud of her, and she's an amazing, amazing kid, and I just wish I had her serve.
One of my pleasures is to be able to work with my daughter Hannah on her tennis. She's very receptive to my teaching, and we get along great on the court, and she works hard on her game, and she's been rewarded by that with good results.
As far as my experience as a tennis mom on the road, it's just been You know, I do have to pinch myself because it's been quite an amazing journey. When you finish the top 4 in your age group on the senior circuit, top 4 get invited to go on the International Tennis Federation team. And my husband has been invited to go. He hasn't always been able to accept, but we did pack up the kids and go to Australia for 3 weeks, and that was an amazing experience on the grass courts. He did get invited to go play in Antalya, Turkey on the clay courts, and each year it's in a different location, a different part of the world.
When I was trying to play the tour, one of my practice partners was Andre Agassi, so we got to play each other a few times. And while Michael Chang was top 10 in the world, he called me up and he asked me to practice with him, and we ended up playing a few times, and that was very fun as well.
The historic tennis club opened in 1937 at the base of the San Jacinto Mountains here in Palm Springs. There's always someone on grounds who will make arrangements if you want to be teamed up with someone or if you just want to make a reservation to play. Known as the playground of the rich and famous, the tennis club hosted celebrities such as Pancho Gonzalez, Bobby Riggs, Billie Jean King, and many of today's top tennis stars.
Here we are back at Taipan Trading with store director Chris Clark. Chris, tell me what you think makes the place so successful in this difficult time.
I think it's because we don't rack things up and just display it on shelves. I think if you go through the store and you see all the designer ideas, people walk through and they love it. They take pictures, they want to put this in their living room and their dining room, and we give them the ideas of how to use the merchandise instead of just putting it on a shelf.
But you know what else is? I was saying to someone, I feel like I'm transported to a different time. A safer, calmer, a happier time. I really do.
Yeah.
Do you get that sense?
It has a great feeling to it. When you walk through the doors, you feel peaceful and like you just shop for hours.
Well, he's been fun to talk to. Let's see who is up next in our featured interview. The only woman ever to sign a no-cut contract with an NBA team, Ann Myers Drysdale. She's an Olympian, a broadcaster, an NBA executive, and a mother. And she talks candidly about her new book, You Let Some Girl Beat You, with Brad Stanky.
This is Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA, where today they will decide the Women's Intercollegiate Basketball Championship.
You know, I was competitive. I was a smaller version of David. I was intense. People have always appreciated the way David played the game with the great intensity that he showed on the floor. And I played exactly like David.
UCLA wins the national championship.
I think you can have a better birthday present.
Thank you, Kathy. I don't think this is really something. You know, the team played super.
Congratulations, 4 years All-American, and now the national championship.
Pauley Pavilion is such a special place, and your number hangs from the rafters there.
I was honored with Denise Curry, who's an Olympian also and a three-time All-American, along with Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Walton, and Billy Moore was there, and Coach John Wooden. So it was a special night. For me, what I remember about that night, it happening, is that I had just had my second child. DJ was my oldest, and Darren had just been born. And Darren was maybe about 3 months old. And it was the first time Don, my husband, had been to Pauley Pavilion. They have the number retired, and with them in the stands, along with my mom and a lot of my families. But to have Don there and the boys was pretty special.
Your UCLA days. David Myers.
Yes?
Yeah, I know you played with him a little bit, but tell me what you remember of his sister Annie.
I love Annie, and Annie is, she was after us, a little behind us, but just a phenomenal talent.
And I was from basketball, and Annie was from basketball, and you know, we just hit it off. She was like having a little brother who followed me around.
Do you think that pioneers such as she really are the ones who started the game for women, her particularly?
Well, there's no doubt about it. It takes that kind of person. I was talking and I was thinking of the other lady, Babe Dickinson Harris, and those who know history should know who she is. So Ann Myers is in that particular class, and what more can you say?
After UCLA, you mentioned you get a chance to try out for the Indiana Pacers.
I knew that my one goal was, an important goal, was to graduate from college. In 1978, the WBL came into existence. I get a call from Sam Nassy, who was the new owner of the Indiana Pacers. And he said, how would you like to try out for the Indiana Pacers.
I mean, I think the only woman to try out for the NBA, which is, just crazy. I mean, crazy. Mad good. That's what that is.
Well, Coach Wooden actually in a later interview was quoted saying that she's the one who really got women's basketball going. I think she just played with such heart, even though she was 5'9".
Yes, tremendous heart, and so much heart that you didn't really know what her size was,
It was a 3-day camp for the free agents and rookies, and it was 2-a-days. And for me, physically, mentally, and emotionally, it was the best I was ever prepared to play the game of basketball. And it was tough on the guys. I remember a reporter asking, "You're like the Jackie Robinson of women in basketball." And I thought, wow, that was a powerful statement. But it was very humbling and very honoring. I was just going to do something that I love to do, playing basketball, and somebody gave me a chance to do it. But then when you look back, you see how many people it has affected.
Time magazine called Ann Myers Drysdale one of the 10 greatest female sports pioneers of all time. You let some girl beat you? The story of Ann Myers Drysdale.
Here we are back in Rancho Cucamonga at Taipan Trading, and people are just buying things off the shelf. When I'm done, I'm going to go shopping myself. But first, let's see where we're off to in this week's Getaway segment.
There's nothing quite like New York City when you're talking about a romantic getaway. Cary Grant and Deborah Carr's characters in An Affair to Remember promised each other to meet there at the top of the Empire State Building.
Shall we?
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan's characters completed the feat in Sleepless in Seattle.
You love to color.
And Carrie Bradshaw practically made the city synonymous with the word sex. So this getaway, we're looking at New York City to see if it's still the capital of romance, and I'm happy to report that the city can still ignite the kind of spark that electrifies any romance, just as the city's grid can still light up all 5 boroughs. First stop, the Waldorf Astoria. Located on Park and Lexington in mid-Manhattan, the Waldorf's not just the most famous of New York's hotels, it's still one of the most romantic. Nowhere else can you step back in time to a Gilded Age where no cost was spared in the pursuit of romance. And here's a little-known secret. A suite on the top floor of the Waldorf looks out on Lexington Avenue through one window and the Chrysler Building through the other. What more could you ask for? Over the years, the Waldorf has housed many of the world's most famous couples and leading dignitaries. They say every president since Herbert Hoover has stayed here, so it's no wonder that the Waldorf is famous the world over. Just like New York is famous for theater. And for those of you looking to do more than just sit in a theater, here's another little-known New York City secret. If you don't want to wait in line for 45 minutes to skate while holding hands at Rockefeller Center, stop in at the Rock Center Cafe, where the maitre d' can make a call and arrange for you to have your own reservations to skate. That's right, it costs a little bit more, but it's worth it. And for you historians out there, no trip to New York is complete without a stop at Francis Tavern in Lower Manhattan. Francis Tavern is the oldest building in all of New York City.
We're at the bar where George Washington gave his farewell address.
That's right. Washington gathered his troops at the end of the Revolutionary War and said goodbye to them right here. It's fascinating to consider that this historically preserved area of Manhattan is just 3 or 4 blocks away from the hustle and bustle of Wall Street and the nearby 9/11 Memorial, commemorating the lives of each and every individual lost on that day. So much has changed in New York City over the years, and yet some things will always be the same. For romance, there's no getaway like the Big Apple.
Well, that's about going to do it for us. In Rancho Cucamonga, this is Joni Ravenna reminding you, if you'd like to see something on Hello Paradise, write to us. We'd love to hear from you. raventv2@aol.com. Until next time, goodbye, Paradise.
Joni's hair provided by Heads Up Hair Design, located at 460 South Palm Canyon Drive in Palm Springs. Heads Up is a full-service salon and day spa located in the heart of downtown Palm Springs.
Grand Residences, a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, with an array of services, amenities, and surprises. Grand Residences in Cancun, Mexico, sponsored in part by Czech Tourism. The heart of Europe, the land of stories. Czech Tourism is a proud sponsor of KVCR.
The Desert Entertainer proudly supports public television and KVCR.